Right, so through all of this work, through all of this knowledge, we can divide geologic time. Right, we can create a timeline of Earth's past. So this image I've been showing over and over again that shows humans living on the surface. And then as you go deeper and deeper and deeper into Earth, the material gets older and older and older and older and older. And this is an illustration of the geologic timeline. Right? So by correlating strata locally and around the world, geologists have been able to piece together a single stratigraphic column called the geologic column that represents the entirety of Earth's history. Again, this took a lot of effort, right? A lot of piecing together little different puzzle pieces from around the world, but we've been able to come up with a single geologic timeline. And in our geologic timeline, we have eons, and those eons we split up into eras. Those eras we split up into periods, and those periods we split up into epochs. So this is kind of like having a decade split up into years, split up into months, split up into weeks. What's really interesting, what I find really interesting, is that in this image you see here, it looks like today we are in the Holocene epoch. And recently, within the past decade or two, geologists have been arguing that we have actually ended the Holocene epoch and we have started a new epoch that has been dominated by humans. Right? So remember that in order to create the geologic timeline, we looked at evidence from the rocks, right? From the sediment that has been preserved. And geologists are arguing that we are now in a new epoch. And that is because the sediment that is now being deposited holds evidence of humans. And we are calling this new epoch the Anthropocene, right? The human epoch. Okay, so if you were to take a core, right? If you were to dig down into your backyard, you would be able to, often you would be able to notice that the sediment that was deposited before humans existed, or before humans had a large impact on the environment, would be different than the material that was deposited after the humans started having a huge impact on our environment, a huge impact on our atmosphere, on the water cycle, on the habitats around us, right? That would change. Right, so there's this new boundary between Anthropocene and the Holocene. Some examples of evidence that we see in the sediment, we see evidence of our testing of nuclear bombs. We can actually see that material preserved in the rocks. We can see plastic preserved in the sedimentary record. We can see pesticides preserved in the sedimentary record, and all of that stuff is giving us evidence that we have entered a new epoch, the Anthropocene epoch.